Okay, hello, this is Miss Cruz, and I just wanted to go over the body systems because for this week's packet, you need to know about the different body systems. You specifically have to do an info sheet on one of them. So I just wanted to do a quick refresher on all the body systems we learned about this year. So that way you are familiar with it. You might remember it, but it's always good to review. The body systems we went over this year were the circulatory system, the nervous system, the respiratory system, the digestive system, skeletal system, and the muscular system. Okay, so let's go over each of them, and that way, depending on which one you picked for your info sheet, you can use the information from this video or from the reading. If you ever need to write down things for your info sheet, just pause the video and write it down. Okay, so first we have the circulatory system. The function of the circulatory system is that it carries oxygen and nutrients through the blood. It has to do everything with the blood. Major organs are the arteries, the veins, the heart, and the capillaries. So here you have an idea of what it looks like. It has the heart in the middle, and then veins and arteries and capillaries extending from the heart. The heart, its job is that it pumps blood carrying oxygen from the lungs to all the cells in the body and pumps blood back to the lungs once the oxygen has been used up. The arteries, they carry blood away from the heart. So remember, A for artery, A for away. Arteries carry blood away from the heart. The veins, they carry the blood to the heart. So veins carry blood to the heart. Those are some of the major organs. Okay, so connections between the circulatory system and other body systems. Circulatory system and all other systems, the blood vessels carrying the blood travel to all the other systems to carry nutrients and oxygen to the cells that need them. So the blood is like a big mailman carrying food and water for all the cells of the body. Because the cells of the body need food, water, and nutrients to function. So the blood cell, the red blood cell in the blood, helps us out by delivering those nutrients. Circulatory system and respiratory system, how they're connected is that the red blood cells travel to the lungs, and then they get rid of any carbon dioxide they have, and then they gather oxygen. So they do a trade-off. The lungs get the carbon dioxide, the blood cells get the oxygen, and then the lungs get rid of the carbon dioxide when we breathe out, and then the blood cells bring the oxygen around the body. And then finally, the circulatory system and the nervous system work together by that the brain controls how fast the heart beats depending on the physical activity. So your brain controls how fast your heart beats. So remember when you ran the mile and then you could touch your chest and feel your heart beating really fast? Because your brain told your heart you need to beat faster so that way we can pump more blood throughout the body so all your muscles get more oxygen. Okay, next, we have the digestive system. This body system job is to break down food and get nutrients for the body. So remember, when you eat something, it has to go through all the different parts of the digestive system so it can absorb the nutrients at the end. So when you eat something, it first goes in the mouth. Remember, in the mouth, we can crush the food with our teeth, and also our saliva can start breaking down food. Do you guys remember the lab we did where I made you have a cookie in your mouth for about a minute and then it got all soggy and kind of got destroyed? Yeah, so that's the saliva at work. So first food goes in the mouth, then it goes down this tube called the esophagus that attaches the mouth to the stomach. Then the stomach, using some muscles, breaks down the food into little pieces and then it sends it to the small intestine, which absorbs the nutrients, and then the large intestine, which absorbs the water, and then whatever we ate that we don't need, you will poop it out through the rectum and the anus. Okay? So major organs of the digestive system, mouth, mechanically breaks down food by chewing. We also have the saliva there. The tongue also helps you move the food in place so you can chew it properly. Stomach grinds up food and mixes the food with digestive juices, the stomach acid, which just turns the food into liquid mush. and that makes it easier for the intestines to absorb the nutrients and the water. So connections between the body systems, the digestive system and the muscular system. The muscular system, muscles in the digestive system, they are involuntary muscles. They help move the body down this whole pathway and they so you can digest the food. So for example, the esophagus here, this tube that connects the mouth to the stomach, it has a bunch of muscles to push down the food that you eat from your mouth to your stomach. That's why you can eat upside down because the muscles will just push the food down. The digestive system working with the nervous system. The nervous system communicates with the digestive system to tell it when to be active and when to rest. So when you're more in a relaxed state, your brain tells your body system now it's okay to digest the food. If you're super stressed, it's a little harder to digest the food, and that's why your stomach sometimes hurts when you're stressed out. Digestive system and circulatory system. They work together by that the circulatory system provides oxygen for the intestinal cells to function. Those are your small intestine cells, the ones that are absorbing the nutrients in the small intestine. They need oxygen to work, so the blood cells in the circulatory system bring in oxygen, and then they trade. The small intestinal cells get the oxygen, the blood cells of the circulatory system get nutrients, and then they carry it all over the body. Okay, next we have the muscular system. So the muscular system is a body system that allows you to move the body's internal and external parts. Internal being the stuff inside the body, external parts being the things outside the body, like your legs, arms, and thumbs. And then we have different types of muscles. Cardiac muscles, those are the muscles in your heart. Skeletal muscles, those are the muscles that are attached to your bones. If you look at our guy here, he's showing off all his skeletal muscles. And then smooth muscles, the muscles that are in your organs, like the ones we talked about here about the esophagus, the ones that push down the food. So smooth muscles are the ones in your organs. Okay, so we can also break them down into different other categories. Voluntary muscles are the muscles that move when you want them to. So when you want to lift your arm up, you have to think about it. So that's a voluntary muscle. Involuntary muscle, most of them are smooth muscles or cardiac muscles. They move without you thinking about it, like your heart beating or your small intestine pushing down food. Okay, so how does the muscular system work with other body systems? The muscular system works with the nervous system. The muscles receive messages from the brain telling the muscles what to do. That's your voluntary muscles. So if you want to lift your arms over your head or say hi to someone, you got to think about it first in your brain. Then it sends it to your muscles. Then your muscles do the action that you want them to do. Next, the muscular system and the digestive system. So again, going back to the involuntary muscles. So the involuntary muscles control the stomach and small intestine to help them move food down through the system as it gets broken into smaller usable parts. So remember, the stomach grinds the food to make it smaller. It's using the involuntary muscles there to grind it. Next, we have the muscular system and the circulatory system. They work together by that the heart muscle, there's muscles in your heart that allow the heart to pump blood through the body. And you have to make sure, because you always want the muscle in your heart to be working. You want to have your heart always beating. That's what keeps you alive. So this muscle, you don't think about it. It does it on its own. It's an involuntary muscle. Next, we have the blood vessels of the circulatory system travel to every muscle in the body to provide oxygen and nutrients. So when you're doing high activity, your blood has to come in more frequently to bring it more oxygen and nutrients so the cells can do work, so they have enough energy to keep moving. And as you're running the mile or doing something high activity, your cells are working more, so they produce more carbon dioxide. So the blood picks that up and takes it away. Okay? So remember, blood is like a mailman, picks things up and takes it to different places of your body. Next, we have the nervous system. The nervous system is a body system that controls the actions of the body, stores memories, and processes information from the outside with the five senses. So it processes information from your sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Major organs, we have the brain, spinal cord, then the nerves that all attach to the spinal cord, and then the sensory organs, the organs that let you do the senses. The eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, and your skin. Your skin is what allows you to do the sense of touch. Remember, you can touch anything with any part of your skin. Nervous system, major organs. Nerves, they receive and send messages very quickly through the body. Brain stores and processes information and controls the body's actions. The brain is the big boss. It tells the body what to do, when to do it, and it remembers things from before. The spinal cord provides a link between all the nerves in the body to the brain so that they can communicate and work together. Sensory organs are, for the spinal cord, remember it's here, and then all the nerves in the body connect to the spinal cord, and then it takes that info back to the brain. So spinal cord, very important. It allows you to move all of your body. Without it, you can't really move anything other than your head. Sensory organs, those are the organs that let you do the five senses. So they get information from the outside, send it to your brain. So your brain, the big boss, can decide what to do with that information. Okay, so connections between the nervous system and other systems of the body. The nervous system works with the muscular system. They work together in that the nerves send messages to the muscles, and now the muscles know where to move and when to do it. The nervous system, digestive system work together by that the nervous system sends and receives messages to decide when it's time to digest food. I talked about this before in the digestive system. If you're in a relaxed state, your body's better able to digest things. If you're super stressed out, it's a little harder, so you might have a tummy ache. Nervous system, the nervous system, it works with itself. The nerves receive messages from the sensory organs, and they gather information about the environment to create a memory or a response. So I don't know if you guys remember when we did the neural pathway posters. An example would be you smell the stinky garbage with your nose. Your nose sends the information to your brain. Your brain then decides what to do. So a response would be that you want to cover your nose because the stinky's trash. So it sends information from the brain to the spinal cord to the nerves of your hand and arm, and then it tells the muscles there to move your arm to cover your nose. So that's how it makes a response. To make a memory, maybe your brain remembers that the stinky trash at school is always in one specific corner, so then you remember to try to avoid that corner to not smell the stinky trash. The final way, the nervous system works with all these systems, the respiratory and circulatory system and muscular system, to keep your body in sync. So the nerves check upon the body's need for oxygen in the muscles and adjust the breathing rate and heart rate as needed. So when you run the mile, your body needs more oxygen to keep those muscles working. So it increases your breathing rate to get more oxygen into the lungs. It increases your heart rate so the blood can pick up that oxygen from the lungs and send it all over the body. Okay, so they all work together as a system to keep you alive. Next, we have the respiratory system. The function of the respiratory system is to bring in oxygen into the body and let carbon dioxide out with the lungs. Major organs are the nose and mouth that let the oxygen and carbon dioxide in and then later breathe it out. Then you have the pharynx and trachea, and then you have the lungs. Okay, mouth and nose brings in oxygen to the body and sends carbon dioxide out. Lungs provide an environment where the oxygen can enter the blood and the carbon dioxide can leave the blood and eventually the body. So remember, the blood and the lungs trade off. The blood gets the oxygen from the lungs gets the carbon dioxide. The lungs then As you breathe out the carbon dioxide, the blood takes the oxygen all over the body. Okay, so that's this part here. Blood vessels bring red blood cells with no oxygen to the lungs. The red blood cells obtain oxygen from the lungs and then leave the lungs to deliver the oxygen to the body. Respiratory system with the nervous system. The brain checks up on the amount of carbon dioxide in the blood and adjusts the rate of breathing. So if you're running the mile, again, you need more oxygen, so you start breathing faster and faster. The brain tells your lungs to do that, so that way you can get more oxygen to your muscles to run the mile. Finally, we have the skeletal system. The function of the skeletal system is that it supports and protects the body's tissues and internal organs. So the bones is like your armor. It protects everything inside of you and it gives you your shape. If you watched my earlier video about the cells, if you don't have bones, you are just a blob on the floor. So it's very important that you have your skeletal system intact. It gives you your shape and it protects your insides. Major organs can be any bone that you can think about. Skull, the ribs, the spine, joints where two bones meet together, the radius, the ulna, the humerus, the funny bone, the femur, the longest bone in your body, and the phalanges, the finger bones. Okay, so skeletal system, major organs, skull protects the structure of the face, it forms the cavity for the brain. Ribcage protects and supports the lungs. Joints is a point in which two or more bones meet and is responsible for allowing movement. So it's good that you have joints, so that way you can move different parts. If you just have the bones connect, it will be very rigid and you wouldn't be able to move. Femur is the longest bone in the body. It's in your leg and it's responsible for supporting the weight of your whole body and allowing your leg to move. Phalanges, it's a lot of them all over your hand as you can see here. And they are in your fingers and in your toes. And the reason we have that many there as a set is so they can allow for complex movements that we do with our hands. The writing, picking up things, the typing, anything that you do with your hands because of the phalange system. Okay, so connections between the body system, skeletal system, and muscular system. The muscles of the muscular system are attached to the bones of the skeletal system, and then together they help to move the body. Finally, the skeletal system, the respiratory system. The rib cage of the skeletal system protects the lungs. The ribs can expand and contract as you breathe in and out, and then they keep your lungs nice and safe. Okay, so that's all of the system. So remember, for your info page, you just pick one body system you want to focus on, and then answer the questions about it. If you need the connections between the body systems in this video, just pause it at whatever body system you need it at, and then copy it down. If you need any help with the packet this week, send me a message and I will help you as much as possible. And just let me know. Alright, bye guys. I hope you have a great day.